Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of The Ordinary Critics. Today we will be reviewing 8th grade. Hello everyone, I am Isaac and I am just an ordinary guy reviewing extraordinary movies, and today we are reviewing 8th grade, the new movie by Burnham. Yes, that Burnham. Carlos is out of commission for a couple weeks, so you're stuck with me. We might have a guest pop in every now and then, but for the meantime, it's just me, so good luck and Godspeed. So yeah, 8th grade, it's this everyday story of this 8th grader in modern times and just dealing with the everyday problems that they have to go through before they get to high school. The movie was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was very engaging. It made me realize a lot about my childhood and how it's different nowadays. But before we continue on, just wanted to let you know there are going to be spoilers for the movie. So if you want to check out my grade for it, go to the end of this video and check out our report card. With that being said, pause this video, go check out the movie, come back, and let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So yes, it's a story. It's about this girl Kayla, and it's her 8th grade year, and it goes from start to finish her 8th grade year and everything that is going through that and dealing with that everyday problems. So it's like, you know, they talk about puberty, and they talk about you know, what, like, oh, you're going into high school, and like all the stuff that has to deal with that. And it was so interesting because starting with the plot, it's interesting because it's such a different time than when I grew up and when I was in 8th grade. The kids, the 8th graders nowadays are dealing with Snapchat and Instagram and YouTube, and hey, and they captured that in this movie very, very well. Like how the social media aspect of life has changed drastically since I was in mid-8th grade. I mean, look at this. Here's a picture of me in 8th grade. Still awkward, still lovable, but in this photo I was 5'2" and 95 pounds soaking wet with a brick in each pocket. Now I'm 6 feet tall and just slightly heavier than that. Still awkward, still lovable. But, you know, it's crazy how it's changed. I didn't have to deal with Snapchat, or it didn't even exist until I was in college. Instagram I didn't have until I was in college. I didn't even have texting until I was like a sophomore in high school. Like, that's just, and these kids, that's all they do. They are the screen generation, and this movie portrays that very, very well. It's just, it opened my eyes, because you never really, you know, realize that until you go back and look at it. So it was very enlightening for me to be like, oh yeah, I didn't have those things. I didn't have those problems that they're dealing with. Crazy. But then you're also dealing with like the parents who are trying to like be cool and like try to fit in with their kids and dab and say like, oh, this is so lit. And I'm just like, no, please stop. Is that how I sound when I do it? I'm not gonna dab for you. But you know, so they captured that in this movie very, very well as well. And then the dad, played by Josh Hamilton, is he's great. There's this scene where they're at the dinner table, and he's just like trying to talk to Kayla, who's played by Elsie Fisher, and they're just trying to have a conversation, but she's like plugged headphones in, swiping through Instagram, and he's just like trying to have a conversation, and I'm like, that's so real and difficult, and wow, it really, like I said, this movie really opened my eyes to the differences in what I had to deal with as an 8th grader or as a teenager and what they're dealing with now. Like I said, Snapchat, Instagram, they're huge media outlets for us now, but you know, I'm out of college, I'm an adult, whatever that means. But there's a line in the movie where she's hanging out with some high schoolers because they have like this orientation thing, like the shadow day, I guess, to like be a high schooler shadow to see what their general day is like. And one of the kids asks Kayla, like, oh, when did you get Snapchat? She said, 5th grade. 5th grade! She's dealing with Snapchat and all that, and has been dealing with it for years. And so it blows my mind. And, you know, and she starts a YouTube channel in this thing, and it's just, that's how kids grow up. They just expect Instagram fame, and they expect YouTube fame, and they expect that to be our jobs. Carlos and I have been very fortunate, along with Steven, that this channel has grown as much as it has, so thank you so much for supporting us. And my brother is also a YouTuber, so he has seen some success there too. So but it's just one of those things of like, these kids expect it. That's what is expected of them. So in the movie, when her channel doesn't go so well, and she's just talking about like everyday things and just like, you know, getting out there in front of people, and it's just, and it like does this little montage thing. It's like 1 view, 2 views, 0 views, and it's just like, it's heartbreaking. That being said, a little inspiration for all those YouTube creators out there: just keep creating content. It's so important. Just keep creating. It's a mindset, and just keep going. And once you figure that out, and once you stop looking at profit, and you think of it as creating content, and like, this is what you love, this is what you do, you're not doing it for the money, that's when things will start to become successful for you. It's a little inspiration for all the YouTube creators out there. But so she ends up shutting down the channel, and it's just so sad because, you know, she doesn't have a lot of role models in this movie, and it's a lot to deal with. But like I said, that's what kids nowadays, and that's what 8th graders and teenagers nowadays expect. They just expect to do something and automatically be good at it, or automatically like be given a participation ribbon and be rewarded for no matter what they do. That's not how I grew up, and it's driving me nuts. Watch this. But the plot, it was fascinating. It was fascinating to watch what's going on. I was so engaged, and so because nothing's like super dramatic. There have its moments, like there's some fights, and there's like her dealing with like the high schoolers and stuff like that. But it's very gripping, and I was very interested because I didn't have to deal with any of this stuff. Moving on to the cast, like I said, we have Elsie Fisher as Kayla, the awkward, lovable, shy 8th grader who this movie focuses on, and then her dad, Josh Hamilton. And this pair, it was perfect. It was great. It was great to see them. And then all of the high schoolers that come in, all of her classmates. There's this boy, I believe, his name is Aiden, and that's like the teen heartthrob, and that's the crush. And so whenever she sees him, it plays this ridiculous music, and it's just like, this is what's going on in her head when she sees him, and it was fantastic. But you know, he's just like he's the too cool for school kid, and he just has like the long swoopy hair that we all had in 8th grade, except for me, I had the middle part. But you know, no, but the cast, it was a great cast, and everybody, I believed what I was watching, which is very, very important for a movie like this. So we're moving right along. Continuity and immersion, I had no problems with anything. It was, like I said, it was more of like a realization and a really eye-opening movie for me, because I didn't have to deal with any of this stuff when I was younger. So the fact that they, you know, went through and obviously did the research, because I'm dealing with all this stuff now, like the Instagram and like the social media aspect of life. But back then, I didn't have to deal with it at all. So it's crazy that they had to start this, these kids are doing it. I know they are, that they're doing it, and they're going through that at that young age while all of this other random stuff is happening. It's crazy. But yeah, no problem with continuity immersion. Soundtrack, like I said, there was like this, like, it's like this tech, there really wasn't any one particular song that stuck out to me. A lot of it was like techno-ish background music, which just kind of enhanced what was going on, so I had no problem with that either. And then cinematography, yeah, it was great. It wasn't shot like a documentary, which I didn't think it was going to be. It was shot just like, you know, your standard movie. But it could have gone the documentary route, but I'm glad it, like, a la The Office or like, you know, a Parks and Rec thing. But no, Bo Burnham is known for his comedy, obviously. So I was glad to see that it was like, no, look at this movie. This is a movie, and it's a good topic to cover, that what teenagers are going through. So yeah, I loved how it was shot. And you know what, guys, that's it for my review today. Like I said, they're a lot shorter when Carlos is not here, because there's less banter and less nonsense going on. between us. So right now we're going to get to the report card, fittingly so. So since it is just myself, all of these numbers are out of 20 to round it out to a solid 100. So here we go. Plot, I gave it a 16. Cast is a 17. Continuity and immersion is a 17. Soundtrack was an 18. And then cinematography is a 17, which gives us an 85, which is a B, a solid B. And yes, absolutely, this movie, it's not happy-go-lucky, it's not like super suspenseful, but it's just, I feel like it's very informative, and it's a good movie. It's just a good movie. So please, go check it out. I know it's a limited release, but if it does come out onto like a Netflix deal or Hulu or Amazon or something like that, we will let you know, because I think it's important for everybody to watch this movie. So yes, so thank you so much for watching this review. Up next, I don't know what we have. I gotta figure some stuff out while Carlos is away. So stay tuned. We might do some WTFs. We might do Skyscraper with The Rock, just because it's The Rock. Why not? We need to talk more about The Rock, apparently. That's a lie at all. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more great content while we fill out the summer. And as always, stay ordinary.